On the news tonight, Capital Territory Development Authority begins selling off of properties that fail to meet city's development plan. Nigeria Institute of Food Science and Technology calls for establishment of Anambra Food Safety Commission. Abuja High Court rules that people who skip NYSC can contest for elective positions. And in foreign news, double suicide bomb blasts rock Tunisia capital, wounding several. Good evening and welcome to the news on ABS television. I am Ifi Arono. Now the detail. The Awka Capital Territory Development Authority, ACDA, has sealed off some structures cited indiscriminately in Awka, the Anambra State capital city. Some of the structures sealed off included shanties sited under high-tension poles and cables, those situated in unauthorized areas, fences that do not meet the 0.9-meter authorized height, and environments with overgrown grasses. Our correspondent, Daniel Ezigwe, has the rest of the story.
The ACTDA team, led by the Managing Director, Venerable Amaechi Okwuosa, also issued a stern warning to residents and shop owners to cut overgrown grasses around their environments within days. From the main entrance of the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Teaching Hospital, Amak, Awka, where the team kicked off the activity, to Agwoka, where it was wrapped up for the day with the seal-off of a cooking gas plant situated inside the petrol gas station. The ACTDA team also issued seal-off memos to the affected sites and ordered for immediate action to be taken on them. The ACTDA boss, Venerable Okwuosa, who spoke on the sideline of the field work, noted that most of the affected structures and sites had been issued warning notes by the board prior to the day, for which most of them failed to comply. Venerable Okwuosa said the keen drive by Governor Willie Obiano to give Anambra State, especially Awka, the state's capital, a befitting and world-class aesthetics must be adhered to by the people, and warned that the board will not blink an eye on indiscriminate constructions that belittle the city.
We've been marching throughout the day, sensitizing residents and occupiers, including landowners, of the need to maintain a clean environment. We have sealed off some premises, those that refused to comply. I chose to move out with my team, and we have been in most places, and we will still continue.
The chairman of the Anambra Internal Revenue Service, Dr. David Nzeku, who was present to receive the team at the Agwoka Axis, commended it for being conscious of the developmental blueprints of the capital city and urged it to make the clampdown a continuous action for better results.
It's good that once in a while they step out and go round, because this state belongs to all of us. And if we have a clean, healthy environment in Awka, it is in the interest of all of us that we do so.
A resident of one of the affected structures, Mr. Chika Akabog, said the government's intervention may be seen as uneasy by the culprits, but was necessary if Awka must attain the dream height. The ACTDA team will continue the seal-off and warning today. In Awka, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
Meanwhile, the Anambra State Police Command will commence the screening of shortlisted applicants for recruitment into the Nigeria Police Force (NPF) on Monday, 1st July 2019 at about 7:30 a.m. at the State Command headquarters in Awka. The Commissioner of the State, Mr. Mustafa Dandaura, in a statement signed by the Public Relations Officer PPRO, Mr. Haruna Mohammed, says the exercise will start with screening of the applicants' physical attributes and credentials. It said already invitations have been sent to the applicants who are expected to report at the screening venues on days indicated in their invitations. Applicants are required to appear in their white T-shirts and white shorts. They are also warned to conduct themselves properly and that anybody that has nothing to do with the exercise should not be found within the vicinity of the screening. The statement further explained that a list of shortlisted applicants will also be pasted today at the State Command headquarters and local government secretariats to enable those who didn't get notifications to check their names. Well, the Nigerian Institute of Food, Science and Technology, NIFST, has advocated for Anambra State Food Safety Commission that will checkmate the quality of processed foods in the state. They made a call when the delegation of the association paid a courtesy visit to the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the ABS, Chief Uchenwara, in his office in Awka. Our correspondent Chibuzo Obedike completes the story.
Nigerian Institute of Food Science and Technology, NIFST, registered as non-profit making body representing food professionals drawn from the academia, industry, government and research institutes in Nigeria, with a reflection of the rich human resources of NIFST, was founded in 1976. According to the president, NIFST, who is also the chairman, council of the institute, Mr. Emmanuel Oluwale, the bill, which has been passed by the National Assembly, will oversee the professional food scientists and food safety in Nigeria, and said there is need for the State House of Assembly to look into the adoption of the bill into the states, as agriculture remains the key in Anambra State. Mr. Oluwale noted that the visit is to announce to the Southeast and state residents of their upcoming annual conference that will be held in the state capital in September 2019, with theme as traditional food processing to ensure nutritious food is available, as well as creating wealth for professionals.
Apart from needs ensuring that we have wholesome, nutritious food on our tables, we also create wealth as professionals in the food science and technology. Of course, Anambra is key to a lot of things when it comes to food safety and food security. And we want to bring our professional expertise to bear on the various aspects of food safety.
Welcoming the delegation, Chief Mora assured them that ABS will always deploy its platforms in ensuring that all lofty visions come to fiction. The ABS Chief Executive noted that their mission for the setting up of Anambra State Food Safety Commission is paramount in tackling some of the wrong perception in consuming locally made products.
We'll work with you, we'll support you, we'll partner with you. Our job here, unfortunately, we cannot do financial sponsorship, but we can deploy our media platforms, both on the internet, radio, TV, to support your festival. Food safety concerns all of us, so we'll support you, we'll work with you, and just to ensure that in Anambra are aware and informed of your activities, so you can count on our support. Yeah. The Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Professor Ernest Igwe, and NIFST Chapter Chairman for East Central, Professor Gabriel Okafor, affirmed that the institute is committed and will, in a short time, ensure food safety in the state, and thanked the station for their support and partnership.
So we are praying that this Food Safety Commission, the fair trade you are talking about, we want to capture it. The adulterated food, we want to capture it. Everything. So, and fortunately, this year's food safety motto is everybody is involved.
In Awka, Chibuzo Obedike, ABS News.
Well, the standard of living masses will improve if industries in Nigeria will enjoy constant power supply. The Anglican Archbishop of Enugu Province, Most Reverend Emmanuel, who stated this in a chat with journalists at Ascension Anglican Church, opened a layout of power supply is the life wire of both infant and multinational industries, adding that youths are absorbed to work in industries once they have power supply to produce. Ogochukwu Oranu has more.
Bishop Chukwuma lamented that some multinational industries have relocated to other countries due to a poor power supply in Nigeria. He called for the concentration of Fadama project in the southeast to ensure food security and reduce the tendency of Ndibo getting food from the north. He urged President Buhari to ensure that his second-term administration accommodates all segments of the country, just as he challenged Christian politicians to stand firm and refuse to sell their birthright for mere appointments. Bishop Ephraim Ikako of Amichi Diocese, on his part, said Nigeria has a fundamental problem of democracy because the legislature is not functioning as expected, and wondered why the Senate should be a retirement hall for former governors. He charged the Nigeria Senate to embark on house cleaning to regain the confidence of the masses. Bishop Ikako, while reacting to the lamentation from different quarters that Ndibo were denied the Senate president's seat, stressed that the most important thing is for God to provide leaders who are interested in the affairs of the suffering masses. He recounted previous Senate presidents who are of Igbo extraction, yet they did not do much in the southeast.
Mana ihe na-ewute bụ ọtụtụ ụmụ Chineke na-achọ ịtụfu obe ihe eji mara okwukwe anyị wee obe Kraịst, ma ọ dị mma ma ọ dị njọ, ma na-akpagbu anyị ma na-anara ihe ruru anyị. Akwụkwọ nsọ sị anyị na-elegide Jizọs anya.
Ogochukwu Orano for ABS News.
na-asị kapa mee ebele ka ọ bụ na-adị maka ndị na-agbo ndị nwere ọrụ anyị na-ekwu maka ya, ndị bụ ndị Igbo na ndị bụ ndị South.
Of Agwata Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo celebrated 25 years of his priestly ordination. The event, which took place at the Cathedral Church of St. John, Ekulobia, in Agwata local government area, also featured Holy Eucharist. Correspondent Kenechi Huchuhudi, who covered the event for the ABS, completes the story.
Sermon to mark the event, the cathedral administrator, Venerable Chijioke Nwankwo, charged leaders to always bear in mind that there exists a supreme authority they should respect. He described a leader as a builder of both human and material infrastructure. Venerable Nwankwo also cautioned the people against fighting for positions, reminding them that promotion comes from God. In a remark, the celebrant, Right Reverend Ezofo, who described priesthood as a call to service, cautioned ministers of God against preaching the gospel of prosperity. Bishop Ezofo charged the congregation to desist from unnecessary criticisms against the ordained, reminding them of the need to always pray for priests to enable them excel in their ministry.
Say that we are happy. A journey of 25 years is not a small journey. So many things have happened within these 25 years, good and bad. God has been faithful. And so that's why we said we just need to observe this day, just give thanks to Him for preserving our lives and seeing us through all the places we have done ministry in the gospel and bringing us to the point where we are today. So we are very happy, and you can see it in our face. And we are happy, and we believe God for better things tomorrow.
The president of Agwata Diocesan Women's Ministry, Mrs. Chinyere Ezofo, as well as Venerable Okechukwu Emeribe and Venerable Ifeanyi Ogbueli, canvassed for more synergy between the government and the church to improve the moral tone of the society.
Well, it is a privilege and a thing of joy for God to call somebody into His service. it is not a small thing. So we count it as a privilege, and I see it as a privilege, a blessing from God, and honor done to me. Yes, that is the way I see it.
The event came to a climax when Bishop Ezofo led the clergy and workers present during the ceremony on a special Thanksgiving service. From Agwata Council area, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
You're still watching Evening News on ABS Television. Still ahead, Abuja High Court rules that people who skip NYSC can contest for elective positions. And in foreign news, double suicide bomb blasts rocks Tunisia capital, wounding several. We'll go for a short break. Stay tuned.
Pay your tax, Anambra State go better. If you pay your tax, Anambra State go better. For good road, hospital, electricity, and good schools, help government to help you. Pay your tax,
Good road, good school, better hospital with medicine, light, water, all these things. We dey like them. Our people say soup wey sweet na money. Government they do in ono to make sure say all these things where we need for Anambra State say we get them, but we get our own part of what. Now, as good citizens of Anambra State, we they like better thing and we love Anambra State, we supposed to pay our tax. Tax no be money where we dey dash government though. No be money where we dey throw in. Tax now our own contribution to the betterment and development of Anambra State. So pay your tax today.
Anambra State go better. Make you dey pay your tax, Anambra State go better.
Mini-me, taste the fun.
Nendewo.
Enweta mozi gị. Okike bụ nsogbu gị.
Achọ ka ihe m aka. Ofe ahụ na-amasị anaghị m esi ọfụma.
Mụ na gị ga-emekọta ya ọnụ.
Ka ngosi gị esi eme ya ka o si adị ya mma.
Ndewo.
Ọ ka na-agwọ ụla.
Mae, Katrella.
Fesiano far.
Hey, wo. Qu'est-ce qu'on a big jebe?
Data guru.
Na ihe nwere ike ime gbaziri ndị Glo na nke a na-akpọ borrow me data.
Ijiri borrow me data nke ndị Glo. Ikuche data na-ekwentị gị n'otu ntabi anya. Nke a bụzi chere were o. Ọ bụrụgodị na inwe credit cha naanị pịa *321#. Ya nwanne m, yọrọ kachasị mmanụ na data n'ime obodo.
The grandmasters of data.
ABS, Heartbeats of the East.
Glad to have you back on Evening News. Moving on now to national issues. A high court in Abuja has ruled that graduates who did not participate in the National Youth Service Corps NYSC scheme are qualified to run for governorship election. Justice M.A. Mohammed gave the ruling in a pre-election suit filed by Senator Iyabo Anisulowo challenging the eligibility of State Governor Dapo Abiodun contesting the state governorship election. Abiodun, in his CF001 form submitted to INEC last year, indicated he did not have NYSC discharge certificate. Abiodun did not participate in the compulsory NYSC program, even though he finished his first degree in 1986. Anisulowo had asked the court to disqualify Abiodun as the APC governorship candidate since he failed to participate in the mandatory NYSC scheme. Delivering judgment, Justice Mohammed held that the NYSC Act does not make provision for the disqualification of a candidate who failed to participate in its scheme. He said that a candidate can only be disqualified under Section 177 of the Constitution, which states that a person shall be qualified for election to the office of governor of a state if he is a citizen of Nigeria by birth, has attained the age of 35 years, is a member of a political party, and is sponsored by that political party, and has been educated up to at least school certificate level or its equivalent. Well, over 1,000 persons have over the weekend received a free malaria diagnosis and treatment at Nsugbe, Anambra East local government area. The event, held in honor of the late patron of the Nsugbe Development Union, late Chief Frank Owele, took place at Iloabito, Nsugbe. Here's a report.
Malaria parasites to identify whether they are positive before drug administration. Speaking at the program, the manager, Rollback Malaria, Anambra East, Mrs. Chika Ilanya, said that the event is the second phase of the program, noting that there is tremendous improvement in the prevalence of malaria in the community as against what was witnessed during the first phase. She appreciated Chief Frank Owele family and the executive of Nsugbe Development Union for introducing the program, which she said has helped in the drastic reduction of malaria in the community.
Ezigbo mma ụmụaka ndị mmadụ kwuru na ụmụaka emenụrọkwa ife a n'obodo a anyị emebugokwu ya mbụ mgbe anyị mere ya ndị mmadụ pụtasịrị ọfụma ọgwụ a na-enwe ọgwụ malaria mana nke a bụkwa ọpụrụ iche na ya mụnwa onwe m nkwulu ya mụnwa onwe m kwetekwue na ọ dị mma.
On his part, the caretaker committee chairman, NDU, Mr. Simeon Ogude, explained that drugs worth 750,000 naira were dispensed last year, while 1.5 million naira worth of drugs were dispensed this year.
The second phase of their benevolence to the community, they are giving us a malaria drug. First time, worth of 750,000, and this second batch was 2 cartons, worth of 1.5 million. So a partnership with the town union to eradicate malaria from the community.
The Secretary General of Nsugbe Development Union, Mr. Ken Ezeanwu, said that healthy living of Ndi Nsugbe is paramount to their administration, and extolled late Chief Frank Owele's family, who donated the drugs for the program in the community. Some of the beneficiaries, including Mrs. Bridget Emo and Mrs. Ukamaka Anekwe, said the drugs were accessible as the health workers were accommodating, screening and administering drugs according to one's ailment, thanking the donors for uplifting the health status of Ndi Nsugbe. From Iloabito Square, Nsugbe, in Anambra East Council area, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
And now, foreign news. 2 suicide blasts have rocked the Tunisian capital, killing at least 1 police officer and wounding several people. The first explosion today involved a suicide bomber who targeted a police patrol on Tunis Central Charles de Gaulle Street, not far from the French embassy. 1 police officer was killed while another to the Interior Ministry. 3 civilians were also wounded and body parts were strewn on the road around the police car. Allowed throughout the surrounding neighborhood, a second attacker blew himself up shortly afterwards on a base of the National Guard in the capital's district. 4 security personnel were wounded in that attack. And news, Barcelona has agreed to sign Brazilian goalkeeper Roberto Moreira Neto. Initial 26 million euros. Neto will sign a 4-year deal with Barcelona that will keep him at the club until the end of the 2022 to 2023 season. The Brazilian goalkeeper Jasper Cillesen, who moved the other way on Wednesday. Barcelona also would be inserting a release clause of 200 million euros in Neto's contract, and the 29-year-old is expected to be a backup. Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Neto made 47 appearances for Valencia in all competitions last season. The Brazilian also had 10 clean sheets in La Liga, which helped Valencia qualify for the Champions League after they clinched the 4th and final of the campaign. Neto, who was born on July 19, 1989, began his career with Brazilian side Parananesson and later played for Fiorentina. And that's the news at this time. Remember that you can on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. ABS Radio. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV Online. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. And on the main point again, Authority ACTDA has begun selling off of food has test for elective positions. And double suicide bomb blasts have rocked Tunisia capital, wounding several. And that's the news, edited by David Okwasili. I am Ifi Arono. Thanks for watching. Good night.